And the hot dog goes everywhere. Banana's definitely one of the better options to slice with a CPU fan. This is making the biggest mess. Okay. And finally, the final boss, a sweet potato. Today's video is brought to you by my updated merchandise store, where you can pick up a t-shirt to show off your love for thermal paste and tech tinkering. For the next 2 weeks, there'll be a limited edition sweatshirt with this X-ray CPU design. Link down below. What happens if you sharpen the blades of a CPU fan? Aside from making it way more dangerous and probably a death trap, how does it affect the overall thermal performance? Well, today we are going to find out by sharpening some blades and running a few tests. And most importantly, we're going to see which of these... Oh. Hot dog down. 5-second rule. With the most important test involving this here delicious looking platter of food. So stick around to see which of these items can survive our sharpened CPU fan blades. Hey everyone, I'm mryeester, your tech tinkerer, and if you follow my TikTok or YouTube shorts, then you might have seen my first attempt at sharpening a CPU cooler's fan blades. Now, in that initial experiment, we were able to successfully cut a piece of paper with the spinning fan blades, but today I want to take this to the extreme, sharpen it way more, as well as to bump up the RPM of the fans in order to really see how far this can go. So without any further ado, let's jump into it. The cooler that we'll be sharpening today, I honestly just bought off of Amazon a couple years ago from Cooler Master. And the sole reason I'm going to be using it for this experiment is that the fan blades are just perfectly exposed to sharpen. Contrast this design with, say, the Intel stock cooler, you can see that there's some supports in the way that will make it harder to file down. And speaking of filing, the tools that I'm actually going to use to sharpen the blades are just these basic files. Now, CPU fan blades are honestly not that dull to begin with. They're not super sharp to the touch, but remember their goal is to cut through air in order to help dissipate heat. So we're just going to do a little extra sharpening on the tops and the undersides of each of these blades. And because this fan spins counterclockwise, it's going to make for some nice slicing action. I'm going to start by making a pass on the top side of each fan blade and really just shaving each blade to a point. You can see that the file's working by the plastic shavings that are sticking to it. All right, with the top sides nice and sharpened, let's move on to the undersides. And with that, our CPU cooler's fan blades are pretty sharp to the touch, which is probably a good time to say, please don't try this at home, because this does make the spinning blades quite dangerous. But to see if the added danger is worth it, let's power this on and run a few stress tests on the CPU. Let's see, I need a GPU. I honestly really like using these super old GPUs for tests because they don't require dedicated power. All right, GPU's plugged in. Let's plug in the SSD and our keyboard and mouse. I know this probably doesn't look very appetizing because it's just a smorgasbord of random foods, but it kind of smells good. Maybe I'm just hungry. All right, and with our computer being set up, it's time to power it on. And to do that, let's just go ahead and use our filing kit because they're metal. We need metal to short out the power pins, and so let's do that. The computer spins to life. And if we plugged everything in correctly, this should eventually give us a video output, which, there it is. So now that this PC is up and running with the sharpened blades on the CPU fan, I really just want to run some basic CPU stress tests. And because I have a benchmark of this without the CPU fan blade sharpened, we should be able to compare it one-to-one to see if sharpening the fan blades adds any type of cooling benefit to the system. To measure the stress test, I'm going to use MSI Afterburner, and to apply the stress test, I'm going to use Prime 95. Got to change a few settings and then we'll be good to go. So our CPU temperature will be measured in this top left line graph. And so when we put it under load, we should see it spike immediately. So I'm gonna leave this until the test is completed and then compare it against the base case that we have. Now that the tests are complete, we can compare them to see that there's really no significant difference between sharpening the fan blades or leaving them as default. But as you and I know, that is not the test that we're here to see today. We wanna see the food test, which is how many of these foods on this platter here can get absolutely shredded by our new sharpened fan blades. Up for contention today, we have some slices of American cheese, hot dogs, a pickle, a banana, and what I think is going to be the final boss, a sweet potato. Now, last time I tested something like this, I left the RPM of the fan alone. RPM stands for rotations per minute and is a measurement of how quickly the fan can spin. And so to test how well we can slice this food, I'm going to use some software to bump up the RPM of this fan. And in order to do that, I'm going to get myself into BIOS in order to play with the fan speeds. This here is a fan curve and dictates how fast the fan should be spinning in terms of 0 to 100% based on a given temperature that it can read. So in this case, by default, when the temperature of the CPU is 20 degrees Celsius, the fans will be spinning at around 30% capacity. However, let's put this at 100% speed so that this fan spins full speed all of the time. To do that, we can set the CPU fan speed control to manual, and then we should be able to just click and drag. So we're going to, again, as I said, make sure that this fan is spinning at 100% speed all the time. And just like that, we can hear this fan speed up. All right, and now that our CPU fan is spinning at full speed and its blades are nice and sharpened, let's conduct our final test to see which of these foods it can destroy. I'm gonna make sure we have some nice close-up views, so I'm gonna move this guy. All right, the first test subject is a slice of American cheese. That made pretty decent work of the cheese, but I wouldn't say it just completely destroyed it. It probably doesn't help that the cheese is kind of soft at this point. If I had taken it directly out of the fridge, it probably would have done a bit of a better job. Oh, there goes the cheese. It is flying everywhere. Well, that is one way to shred cheese. There you go. Let's try the hot dog. And the hot dog goes everywhere. When a CPU fan feels resistance, it does slow down. And so up next, let's try the pickle. Very similar to the hot dog, where it cuts it a little bit, not enough to completely slice it, but does some damage. I am worried a little bit about the pickle juice getting all over the computer, but we'll handle that if it happens. What's next, banana? If nothing else, this will add a bunch of smell to the PC. So here goes nothing. Oh yeah, there we go. That's a smushed banana right there. Banana's definitely one of the better options to slice with a CPU fan. This is making the biggest mess. Okay. And finally, the big potato, which I have zero hope for. This is just gonna completely not work. But here we go. Nothing. But hey, worth a shot. There is just food waste all over this CPU now. The final test of making a smorgasbord smoothie, kind of a success. It cut through the pickle, it cut through the hot dog, just couldn't really handle the sweet potato. But all in all, that was a whole lot of fun. So if you guys had as much fun as I did, feel free to like and subscribe to follow along for some future tech tinkering adventures. That's all I have for you today. I need to clean all this up, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later.